All right, you guys, it is time for week number 7 of the GLCC. This is the final week of the regular season, and we have a chance to make playoffs. The gods of Draft League have blessed us. The teams that were above us that needed to lose did, in fact, do so, but the caveat is that we have to win 4-0 or better against our opponent for this battle, who is Athena, coach of the Miami Paris Songs. And also, I'm recording this on Mother's Day. This entire battle is going to be on Mother's Day. And Athena, I believe, is a mom. So happy Mother's Day to you, Athena. I hope you had a good one, as this is very, very late in the night. So Mother's Day is practically over, but I do hope that you had a good one, and I wish you good luck during the battle. That being said, Athena has picked up a monotype ice team. As you'll notice here on the right, we have a lot of really big, hard-hitting threats. Obviously, there's going to be a Baxcalibur, a Curum, Beartic that all have they all have ground coverage. That's going to be very, very scary for our team. Alolan Ninetales also has like extra sensory, I believe, which can hit our team. That's a psychic move. And so, yeah, I'm a little bit scared of the combinations of like screens and then setup behind it, as we didn't end up bringing that much phasing or anything like that. We kind of only have it on like one piece, maybe two if you count Pecharunt, but not really. So yeah, unfortunately, if something gets set up behind screens, then we're probably going to be losing this game. However, to combat all of the scary threats, we have a very, very offensive build that I'm very excited to share here. Starting things off, we have a Choice Banded Sneasler. This should pretty much blow up anything on Athena's side that's not either neutral to fighting or like a Terra Captain, like say the Beartic maybe, or the Avalugg. I think that given that the team's removal is so weak, I think that one of Avalugg or Frostmoth has to come. And simply because I think that Beartic also has to come, and it's obviously going to be Terra, I don't believe that we're going to see Avalugg, which means that we're going to see Frostmoth, which means that, generally speaking, this Banded Sneasler is going to be doing a ton of damage because it outspeeds the entire team. Something would need a Choice Scarf in order to outspeed my Sneasler here. And so as a result, we were able to go 250 to attack and just slap on a band, and we're going to be clicking Close Combat. If we see a Alolan Ninetales, we're probably going to lead this thing and click Dire Claw on that Pokemon, as Athena has shown a tendency to lead the Alolan Ninetales whenever they bring it. So I'm going to actually be predicting that. I'm not too sure if it will come, because obviously it is part Fairy type, and there's probably some other Pokemon that you would rather prioritize in this matchup that are not weak to poison. The good news for me is that both of their Aurora Veil setters, or rather their snow setters, I should say, that happen to have Aurora Veil, are weak to poison in Alolan Ninetales and the Abomasnow. So hopefully we can take advantage of that, and maybe Athena will elect to not bring either of those options. But in the event that we see one of them, we're going to lead this guy, and we're going to click Dire Claw. It should definitely pick up Ninetales if it's uninvested. It should also pick up pretty good damage on the Abomasnow if it doesn't end up killing that. And then if we don't see anything like the Ninetales or the Abomasnow, we're just going to lead this guy probably anyways and go ahead and fire off a Close Combat. So should be doing a lot of damage to whatever decides to lead, if not killing it. So hopefully we just get a kill. We do also have Brick Break in order to break a potential Aurora Veil if the occasion ever arises, and we also have U-Turn if they reveal that they have a good switch in, which I don't think they will, but there was no real reason for any other move to be on this slot other than like maybe Switcheroo if I Switcheroo one of their defensive pieces. But yeah, I mean, I feel like U-Turn is probably just fine here, but this Sneasler is mostly just going to be here to punch a ton of holes, and that can be said about the rest of the team for the most part as well. But we'll start with Iron Moth on our second slot here. This is a Scarf set. We are modest 252 special attack, so again, just doing a crap ton of damage. We have Fire Blast and Overheat, as well as Fiery Dance. That's not particularly damaging, but it can boost me up. So we have 3 really powerful fire moves, and then we also do have flash cannons. So obviously the neutralities to fire are the considerable ones anyways. I'm not really going to count Lapras, is the 2 dragon types in Kyurem and Baxcalibur. And they are still weak to steel, and so that's why we are carrying flash cannon in the event that we need to take down one of those guys. But yeah, hopefully with the amount of speed that we have and with the choice scarf, we should be able to revenge pretty much any Pokemon on Athena's side, any of the big damaging guys anyway. So yeah, that's kind of the idea here, is we just sort of outspeed everything and punch more holes, as I've been saying. Here we have another big breaker. This could potentially be a win con. I'm not too sure if it will be, but we have Revavroom making a return. This time we are holding an air balloon so that we can safely set up either a sub or a shift gear on whatever Pokemon is in. So for example, like if Banded Baxcalibur is locked into Earthquake, or if like Specs or Scarf Kyurem is locked into Earth Power, or just something along that sort of nature, we can definitely take advantage of that because we are holding the air balloon. We do also have a Terra type of water this week. Obviously, I didn't want to go ground because ground is weak to ice, so water was kind of the only logical choice, but I don't even really see the need for us to Terra, to be honest. It gives us a little bit more defensive potency, I suppose, but yeah, at the end of the day, it would only be to like shred a ground weakness or shed like I don't know, fire weakness. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see if we need to Terra or not on this guy. We are adamant 252, and after a shift gear, we should be doing some significant damage as well as outspeeding pretty much everything on Athena's team. If we can ever manage to get 2 up, then I think we win, so long as we have chip on some Pokemon like Lapras or anything like that. So yeah, very, very potent set, very, very potent sweeper. I'm hoping it can finally get some kills, because I think this Mon is only at like 2 kills on this season when it could be in for much more, and it's due for some action, I think. So hopefully Revavroom will be able to pick up the slack. I also hope that this Pokemon will be able to get some kills. We have Glamora here with the Choice Scarf. Very, very similar set to what we were last week up against Lostlotl, except this time we are also Stealth Rocks. I'm not too sure if I'm ever going to be like pressed to set up Stealth Rocks. We're not leading this Pokemon or anything like that, so I don't want to lead into a ground move and then just lose a Pokemon and then I'm 1 kill away from losing my playoff position, because I can only lose 2 Mons, remember. So yeah, I'm not too pressed if I get the Stealth Rocks up or not. Athena's team doesn't have great removal, but they also just have no rock resists in general, like no rock neutralities, no resists. They're all weak to rock, and so realistically, I think I just like send this Pokemon in and I start clicking Power Gem, and sometimes I click Earth Power and sometimes I click Flash Cannon, but mostly I just click Power Gem a whole bunch and everything dies in front of me. That's kind of the hope of this set anyways. So yeah, we should be able to outspeed everything again. We're Choice Scarf with enough speed to do so. So yeah, that's kind of the idea there. Now we're going to round out the team with a couple of defensive pieces. We have a Weezing, we are Covert Cloak, and we are Levitate. This is to check a Beartic. Obviously, since we're Levitate, Beartic is not going to want to click a ground move into us. It won't want to click CC into the entire team, and so I'm expecting that the move of choice to click into this set is probably going to be Icicle Crash, which has a chance to flinch. And we all know after last game how bad I struggle with flinches, let's just say. So hopefully we'll be able to eat up 1 Icicle Crash from the Beartic, which we should be able to. We're very, very Fizz-Def, and Weezing, of course, is very Fizz-Def naturally. And then we also do have Will-O-Wisp, as well as Clear Smog, as well as Toxic, to just sort of cripple all sorts of Pokemon. We're probably going to be Will-O-Wisping the Beartic first. Obviously, the Baxcalibur can come in on that because it is immune to the Will-O-Wisp that I actually almost went Neutralizing Gas instead of Levitate, simply so I could burn the Baxcalibur, but I realized that I would really love a ground type switch in aside from Air Balloon Revavroom on this team, and so I opted for Levitate, as cool as Nooch Gas plus Will-O-Wisp into Bax would have been, but yeah, we'll just be able to Toxic that and put that on a timer anyways, so I'm not too pressed about it. And we do also have Fire Blast in case we do need to do some damage. With a little bit of special attack investment. It's not stab or anything, and so the damage won't be big. But yeah, that's kind of the idea here. This is like 100% dedicated to simply the Bear Tick. This could check some of the other physical threats, like maybe the Baxcalibur, but we should be EV'd. Like all of the EVing was done with the purpose of checking the Bear Tick. So that's what this is for. That mon definitely scares me, as it did in the first season. If you were around for that time, Bear Tick kind of goobed me the first time that I played a monotype ice team. So I've learned to respect that mon, let's just say. So moving on though to the final piece that we're bringing to this battle, it's going to be Pecharunt. We are a very, very annoying set. We are mono Malignant Chain for our damage output because there are no steel types on the other team. Kind of surprised to see, honestly, that there's no steel types, considering that the Alolan Sandslash is generally a pretty good pickup for ice, I would think. However, we are going to take advantage of the fact that there are no steel types, and so we are solo Malignant Chain, and then we just have a whole bunch of moves to increase our longevity, as well as get some momentum in the case of Parting Shot. So we should be able to live a whole bunch of attacks with this EV spread. You'll notice we have a lot of Spadef as well, so this can even take a couple of hits from the Kyurem if it is not Specs. If it is Specs, then that's good information, but yeah, that's sort of the idea here. We're just going to be an annoying, stupid little Pecharunt, which is pretty much exactly what Pecharunt does best, and then hopefully, yeah, we can Parting Shot into one of our big damage dealers, one of these 4 up here, and just start claiming kills. So yeah, that's the game plan anyways. Hyper offense with a little bit of defense mixed in, but mostly just hyper offense. I would not be pressed at all if 1 or 2 of these Pokemon end up going down in the process of wiping the team. So like if Sneasler gets like 2 kills before dying, then I'm okay with that. If Revavroom gets like 2 or 3 kills before dying, then I'm okay with that. But I have to only lose 2 or less, else I don't make playoffs. So that's the idea. Hopefully we can just overwhelm Athena's team, but only time will tell if we can. And so as a result, I will see you in the battle. Alright, you guys, it's time for our Week 7 battle against Athena. I'm speaking a little bit quieter, and the audio may be a little bit different to what you're used to because I'm not recording in the usual place that I am. I'm kind of just in a big hallway in a academic hall here at my college campus. So the good news is that there is no removal on the other team. And we do also see a Ninetales Alola. They have led the Ninetales Alola almost every game that they bring it. And so I feel pretty okay about just leading my Choice Band Sneasler and going for a Dire Claw. It should kill most of the time, unless it's just very, very defensive, of course. Okay, and here is this Pokemon. Alright then. I think that I can just close combat this, actually. And it should drop. Let me run a calc just to make sure. Yeah, this should just die. So I'm going to click close combat. Okay, there we go. Nice. That's 1. We have to win with, at best, a 4-0 win in order to make playoffs. Okay, here's the backs. Do I risk this being Scarf ever? I'm worried that this could be Scarf, yeah. I am. Part of me wants to go out into like Pecharunt or something like that. Earthquake has a roll to 2-hit KO, which I don't love, but I can just protect and recover back up. I also don't love the idea of them just Dragon Dancing on my switch. This is already scary. Maybe I go Wheezing instead, because there's actually no Bear Tick, and the Wheezing was initially for the Bear Tick. If they Glaive Rush, then that's really bad. However, if they Dragon Dance, I can go ahead and clear Smog and take care of them that way. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to burn it, but I do feel okay about just going into Wheezing here. Okay, they Glaive Rush. Yikes. That's unfortunate. I don't want to lose this Pokemon yet. I don't think I can, realistically. So I'm going to double into Pecharunt, because I don't think it does half to Pecharunt. Yikes, that's like max attack, not banded or anything, so they could be Scarf. Very scary times indeed. I'm gonna make the switch though. Okay, they're not Scarf. Are they loaded dice then? For 4 times. Okay, so potentially loaded dice. Let's go ahead and protect just to stall and get a little bit back recover wise. That makes sense to me. Okay, and they do just go ahead and Glaive Rush again. And now I feel okay about clicking Parting Shot and going into Rev of Room potentially. Yeah, I could also just Malignant Chain and hope for the status. Or I can just recover. Because surely this thing has Earthquake, right? Surely it does. That would be quite strange for it to not have Earthquake. Yeah, part of me just wants to go ahead and click Malignant Chain. I think that's generally my best play. And I really hope that I get the... okay, they switch actually into the Kyurem. And we Malignant Chain, and we don't get it, unfortunately. That's too bad. I think I have to Parting Shot here. I wonder if this ever OHKOs me. It actually might, but I am pretty SPDF on this guy, so let's run the calc to make sure. No, actually. No, this should never actually go ahead and kill me, and so I feel okay about just going into this. It could be Specs. If it's Specs, then that's good information. I just Revenge with Sneasler and get another kill. Damn it. Okay. That puts us in a really tough spot against Bax. I mean, what do I do? Do I want to just go ahead and set up here, actually? With this, maybe? I think maybe this is a good play. But dang it. I should have not done that. I should have scouted for Specs, I guess. That's too bad. If I go into the Rev of Room, I think I can at least go ahead and set up a Shift Gear here, if nothing else. And yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, I want to do this, actually, I think. This takes nothing. And I Shift Gear. Or do I Terra here ever? No, I don't. I Shift Gear. Because this could be Freeze Dry. I just Shift Gear here. I resist pretty much everything, and I have a Balloon, so I'm immune to Earth Power. So I just... Oh, I'm clicking the wrong move. Holy fuck, I'm nervous. I'm very nervous, as you can tell. Okay. Chill. And now I just Iron Head you, right? I think I just go ahead and Iron Head you. Sadly, okay, that's dead. Sadly, Snow went up, which is not great for me because now everything has a physical defense boost. I don't know if I kill everything, but we're in a really good spot here. This is really nice so far because we know Bax isn't Scarf, we know Kyurem's not Scarf, and neither Lapras nor Regice can Terra. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Here's the Kyurem again. You aren't Scarf. So I just kill you with Iron Head, do I not? Or let's see. Can I set up another Shift Gear maybe? I might be able to do that actually. I might go ahead and do that. Yeah, depending on investment, this might be able to live. And so I feel okay about Shift Gearing again. I think this is fine. They Draco, but I resist. Oh my gosh, that did a lot, but it's okay. Dead. Alright. Now it wants to come in. Do we have Shard? Does Shard kill even? Does Shard even kill? It might. Because Baxcalibur is a pretty strong Pokemon. But I don't think I have another choice. Okay, cool. Snow is now gone. Okay, I don't quite kill this. So I have to win with... I have to win with something in the back versus this Regice. I think it's probably going to be the Sneasler. But we just take our damage here. Oh, it Parasonged. Okay. So we are going to get another kill. And then we'll do big damage to this Regice as well. I'm on the edge of my seat right now, though. This is crazy. Alright, how much? Sash. Okay, interesting. Interesting indeed, but I think I just win here, do I not? I think I win, and I think I have managed to steal a playoff spot. I've done it. I've done it. 100% accuracy. You're not Custab, because you're Sash. I've done it. Even if my Revavroom dies, which it didn't, even though it was perishing right now. I've done it. I made playoffs. Lostlotl tried his best, but he did not succeed. I got him by 1 diff, if my math is mathin', and I'm pretty sure it's mathin'. Actually, no, my Revavroom's alive, so I got him with 2 diffs. My math wasn't mathing earlier, but it is now. I got this. I mean, realistically, I'm just gonna get bounced out by whoever the first seed is anyways, like, let's be real, but oh my goodness, I made it. That feels good. I've won, I think, not counting this game, like 2 of my last 11 games. It's been a really, really rough patch for me in terms of draft. It's been really, really rough these past few like weeks, just through all 3 of my leagues, so I'm glad I was able to pull this one out. And shout out Revavroom for finally doing something. Finally, man. It's been in the shadow of Sneasler, of Iron Moth, even of Glamora a little bit. It hasn't had its time to shine, but this was its game. There were 0 rock resists. There were a couple of poison neutralities, or rather steel neutralities with the Lapras, but yeah, I just gotta lock in, and I'm glad I went for that extra shift gear, because boy did it pay off. I gotta stop waffling though. I'll see you guys in the next session. Alright, you guys, wouldn't you know it, we somehow managed to squeak into the 8th seed, which means we have locked playoffs. And we should have done it last game up against Lostlotl. I'm still not too happy about that game, obviously, but we managed. We got a 5-0 win here, which is more than enough differential for me to hop over 2 teams and claim the 8th spot. So we're going to be facing the number 1 team, who is Doge the Noob, and you all saw how that went the first time. I got kind of destroyed. The matchup is really, really bad, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're just out round 1, but I'm really, really happy to have at least made it following this battle up against Athena. And that was a pretty quick one, so I'm going to hope to keep this segment short as well. Maybe upload a relatively short video to some of the latest ones that I've been posting. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. There's not too much to really say about this battle. Obviously here in the early stage, I realized I can probably just punch the shit out of this Glastrier, and then Baxcalibur comes in. And the reason why I switch here is simply because I'm scared of Scarf. I feel like if you're Athena in this position, and you realize that I'm banded because I O-code your Glastrier, then you probably send in, like, this was apparently Sash Regice. I didn't know that at the time, but you probably send in the Ninetales Alola, because obviously I'm not going to be clicking a poison move, but since they went into the backs and they went there so confidently, I felt very obligated to respect the possibility that it could be Scarf. It ended up not being Scarf, and so I could have just punched the shit out of this too, and that would have been 2 kills for Sneasler, but we got there in the end, as you have seen, and as you'll see again coming up. They go ahead and Glaive Rush here, which does a lot of damage to my Weezing. I get scared out into Pecharunt, and Pecharunt eats up an Icicle Spear. It hits 4 times, which makes me think that this is a loaded dice. I'm not too sure if it is or not. We didn't actually end up exchanging pace this time after the battle. It was very late, so we just went to bed. But yeah, end up forcing the backs out, go into Kyurem, and I don't get a Toxic, which is unfortunate. And here, I end up losing my Pecharunt, but I gain really, really good information, and that is that this is a Specs Kyurem, because Draco Meteor does not normally kill that Pecharunt from that range. So I can go into my Balloon, Need for Speed Rivals, Revavroom, and set up a Shift Gear, and it strangely goes into the Ninetales Alola here, which is quad weak to Steel. So I guess they thought that since they outsped me, they could go ahead and get their Veil up. And I guess maybe you just want to set up the Snow as well, because obviously Ice type's defense is increased in the Snow, so maybe that was the logic behind that play. But in any case, I just go ahead and claim my first kill with the car, and then Kyurem comes back out, and I realize it never kills me. And so I just go ahead and set up another Shift Gear, and yep, it doesn't kill me. Gets pretty close, but it's not quite enough on the side of Athena. Obviously, I risked a crit here, but I sort of figured that, well, if I had enough boosts, then I would be able to OHKO this Kyurem. If I didn't have this second attack raise, then I wouldn't be able to OHKO the Kyurem without a nice roll. So I figured that if I just set up again, I'd be able to OHKO not just the Kyurem, but also all of these other guys in one hit. Obviously, that's not true, as the Lapras is neutral only to my Iron Head, so maybe I should have Gunk Shot that, actually, in hindsight. Maybe that was a kill, I'm not sure, but in any case, at +2 attack, I end up doing a lot more damage on the whole, and I can sort of bypass the Snow defense boost that all of these Ice types are getting, and as a result, I am now also even faster, so there's no way that anything is outspeeding me unless it has a priority move. Obviously, this Bax could have Ice Shard, but it doesn't, or at least it didn't click it. So there you go. Lapras could also have Ice Shard, but it ends up going for Perish Song, which I don't exactly understand like the reasoning behind the play, but it's very, very cool. Obviously, this is the last game of the regular season. I suppose it's very, very appropriate for the team Miami Perish Songs to use Perish Song on their mascot pick, which was the Lapras. So that's okay in my eyes, but we are still going to be taking advantage of that, and Revavroom is going to clean up the remaining 5 Pokemon, I should say, on Athena's team, which puts us into playoff position. So GG's once more to my opponent Athena. This was a very, very feel-good battle for me in the moment. I've been in an absolute rut when it comes to draft for probably 4 weeks now. I know I said something in my my recording of the battle itself where I mentioned my win-loss ratio, and yes, it genuinely is that bad. This is probably my third win in 12 or 13 games. It's really bad right now in terms of me in draft. So I'm very, very happy that I was able to sweep in such a convincing fashion. It feels really good. Obviously, this battle could have gone, I think, either direction, but I do also believe that I had the matchup simply because there were no rock resists, there were no very, very few steel neutralities as well, and yeah, I feel like I had the matchup, but I took advantage of it, and it propelled me into playoffs, so I'll take it, and that means that I get to see you guys for at least one more week, for at least one more battle here in Season 2 of the GLCC, which will be against Monotype Flying and Coach Doge the Noob. So I'll see you guys all when that goes live. Until then, go Seattle Slashers.